Hey, what's up everyone? How you guys doing today? Hopefully everybody is amazing. Alright, so we're going to be doing some hangar reviews for you guys. So if you would like your hangar reviewed, I think you guys know the deal. Post your ID in the YouTube chat. I'll copy and paste it into the thing and we'll start doing some reviews. So awesome to see you guys. Thank you for coming out. How is everybody? We finally got some snow here. That may or may not be a good thing. But yeah, snowy, snowy, snowy. I'm not a big fan of all the snow. Some people like the snow, some people don't. Too much snow, guys, too much snow. Let me readjust the volume of my microphone really quick. I'm going to hit the auto gain button, so I'm going to get really quiet for a second. So just want to make sure we're at the right spot, and now it's done. So according to my little thing, we are now at the proper amount of volume on the microphone. All right. Grandpa Dan, what's up, man? Grandpa Dan says it's wiener time. All right, so we got our first person. Oh wait, Kill Bill wants the review first. So let me grab Kill Bill. Let me hit the copy button. I know there used to be a search for players. There we go. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. There we go. Yeah. Deadly Pasta. Champion League Android player. So you got a Dagon with a Seeker. Orochi with a Heroku. Another Orochi with a Kestrel. Orochi, oh my god, you've got the full Orochi hangar. Please stop beating people up, sir. You are a big nasty bully with this thing. Alright, so you got Mace, Kifo's Mace, Splinters, Shatters, Dampers, Tamers, Deceivers, Shatter, Splinter, Shatter, Tricksters. Yeah, this is a ridiculous hangar, sir. I think you probably realize that this hangar is probably going to kick the crap out of everybody. So, yeah, I think you got a pretty good thing going right there. That is a very, very good hangar, ready to destroy everybody. All right, so let me go to the next one. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about that at all, except for that is too powerful, sir. Too powerful. Too powerful. The hangar scares me. All right, next. Let's see what we got here. This one is Julian Lin. We have a champion player, and we have a Rook with Tonans and Avoras. Good deal. Ochikochi with flamethrowers and splinters. Alright, cool. That might be a little bit weird for aiming. I would probably try and replace the splinters with 2 more flamethrowers, unless that's really working for you, but I don't think you're going to have an easy time hitting a moving target with all 4 weapons running this type of setup. That's my only complaint there. You got a Crisis with Reapers, very good. You got Typhon with these new crazy weapons. I mean, of course, if you can replace the Hazard with one of those other weapons, that would probably be a better thing to get a match. But no complaints at all there, honestly. That's going to work out great. Ophium with the Labyrinth, great setup. You got Bersants. Yeah, this looks really good. Nice drones. Everything looks good on your hangar, honestly. I mean, I have a couple very small suggestions there, but yeah, that's a very nice hangar, my friend. I would rather get another Deceiver instead of the Hazard, but there's nothing wrong with the Hazard. But I just think you're going to have a hard time hitting players with all 4 weapons if you're shooting a moving target on your Ochi Kochi right there. Now, if you're right up in somebody's face and you lock them down or something, that might be even better. So one thing you might want to try is a lockdown drone instead. The little drone that locks you down might be better with this. I think with the igniters, that drone will lock down people quickly. And then those weapons would work really, really, really good if you could lock somebody down. So that's just something to think about there. Yeah, nice to see you guys. Thank you for coming out. I really appreciate you guys a lot. I'm not going to be able to see the chat as it goes down today since we're doing hangar reviews. I'm going to try and get these in the order that they come into. So if all goes well, I'm going to try and stop the YouTube chat and get these as they come in today. Now, if the YouTube chat moves on me, unfortunately, it's not going to work well. So Void Walker 1108, you are a Diamond 3 player. So you've got a Bahu Luchador level 4 with some Vaha and Mahavajras. Get the levels up on that, and you got a really great Titan there. Fenrir with Mason Hazard, your weapon level should be at least the same, if not higher than your robot. Mace Hammer Mace. Not Hazards, I'm sorry. Mason Hammers. That's a great setup. Personally, I would try and get a Bernadette Wolf to replace Eddie Knoll because you want the extra durability that the Bernadette Wolf gives you. Eddie Knoll is a nice pilot, but Fenrir gets 60% more hit points from Bernadette Wolf. Or if you can happen to get the brand new Leland Burronet pilot or whatever, that one's also really good. So I would definitely shoot for getting that other Fenrir pilot. Alright, Kitsumi Herpy with the Spirit Razdors, very nice setup. Again, the weapons are too low level. Crisis Reaper with low levels. Okay, yep. Warrior Typhon with Atomizers and Lynx with Redeemers. The main problem I'm seeing right here is most of your weapons are low levels, lower than the robots. So yes, I would say work on getting all the weapon levels up. Your drones are looking good except for what you have on the Lynx. Your pilots are looking pretty good. I mean, I know it takes a little while to level up those pilots and get all the skills because of the resources, but you have nice pilots on these. So I think the main thing you need to work on here is upgrading the levels of the weapons. I mean, all the weapons are good, all the robots are good. Everything's good right now except for level that stuff up, my friend. Alright, so next is going to be Saint. If anybody's coming in I haven't said hello to, I'm sorry. Hangar reviews are a little bit different type of a stream. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. So I don't really interact with the chat as much on the hangar reviews, guys. I'm just reviewing hangars. There's no good way to do this, really, besides this, I guess. And I'm definitely going to try to get as many of these in as I can before the stream ends. Ah, crap, sandwiches. I'm having problems here. Hold on a second. Let me X that out of there. Alright. Saint R34C70R. You are a Masters player. Pulsar Leech. Love it. Seraph with, okay, I would say try and get 2 matching weapons here. Whichever one you like better, try and get a matching one. Nether with the spears. Alright. Typhon with the wasps. And another leech with flamethrowers. Now, personally, I like to have a good 500-600 meter distance on the leech. I mean, if you're really doing good with the flamethrowers, they're great weapons. Personally, I don't like them on the leech. My suggestion here, like I said, if you're doing good, leave it. But my suggestion is get some longer range weapons for that leech. It's a great support robot, but I don't think it's a good up-close fighter, personally. So Typhon with the Wasp, if you're playing from a distance, that is nice. I would rather have something with a much shorter reload time, but Wasps do a lot of damage, so that'll definitely work. So that's a suggestion. Nether with Spears, I mean, that's a great setup on the Nether. Like I said on the Seraph, Smuta and Nucleons. So you got one thing that's designed to bend around corners, one thing that's designed to shoot straight. That's a little bit of an issue in my opinion. I mean, you don't have the world's greatest drones, but you know, these are great universal drones. The little nebula is very, very good if you don't have anything else. So until you can get better drones, that is really, really good. Persephone's a nice drone. Whiteout's a nice drone. I mean, overall, you got a really nice setup there. So as a Masters player, I would definitely try and get everything up to at least level 10 as quickly as possible. Once the robots and the weapons all hit level 10, get the weapons up to level 12, then get the robots to 12, then start Mark IIing everything. Yeah, I mean, everything looks pretty good for the most part, so those are a couple suggestions for you. Let me try and find the next thing. Hold on a second. Everything is still going. Good. Alright, Grandpa Dan would like a hangar review. I don't know what he's got going on here, because I think he did start a new account recently. I'm not sure if he's showing me his old account or his new account, but let's see what we have. Okay, so he has a hangar full of giant turd tacos. I say, sir, replace everything with Cossacks and you will be much better off. All Cossacks, you'll be way better, okay? Alright, so he's got Scavenger Heimdall. Personally, I'm not liking the Heimdall at the minute because every time I drop it in, a Rook picks it up and zaps it and kills it almost instantly. So if it's working for you, great. I mean, it must be. I mean, Grandpa Dan's a good player. He knows what he's doing. It says he's from Israel. I'm not so sure that that's so correct, but okay. So that's an interesting setup. Cyclones and Devoras. I would probably try and get all matching weapons, so... You know, I would try and get 2 more bubble weapons, unless you really like that. So he's got a Hellburner, super fun to play, everything's at a good level. Nice weapons on there. We got a Lynx with 2 Cruel Banes. Not a bad setup, honestly. Everything's at a good level. We got the Pursuer with Blaze. I'm not sure how I feel about the Blaze on that. I've never actually played that setup, but Pursuer is actually a little beast. If you guys aren't familiar with Pursuer, it's a great little robot. If you got the pilot, it goes into stealth for a really long time. I would probably put shotguns on it myself, but hey, if the Blaze are working, keep running it. We got a Lynx with Punchers. If you're playing that at very close distance, that's going to beat some people up. And we got a Lynx with Redeemers. So if I'm checking out the drones, he's got good drones on those. He's got good pilots on both of those. Good pilot on there. Good pilot on there. So Banes, you know, Banes aren't the world's greatest weapons anymore. I think they work really, really good on tanks, but that's an interesting setup for the Lynx. I mean, the Lynx can be kind of tanky, so I don't know. He's just got a really interesting hangar here. I know this man knows what he's doing, so I can't criticize anything too much here. He probably likes what he's playing. I don't think the Banes would be my first choice on the Lynx, but I do like them. I would actually have to try those out again to know how I feel about it, but Banes are cool weapons. I really like them on something like a Revenant or a Fenrir or something, but I don't know that I've played them on a Lynx recently, so I would have to try that to really be able to give my opinion on that one, but it's a nice hangar overall. I don't quite understand the weapon choice on the Heimdall. I don't like the fact that the Cyclones make you lose your lock-ons. The Cyclones are phenomenal weapons, but when something goes into stealth and you lose the lock-on, that's the only complaint I have about Cyclones. Alright, High Flyer, let's go ahead and copy your ID and post it in there. Yeah, nice hangar overall. Anybody who's just coming in, thanks for coming to my crazy live stream. I appreciate all of you guys being here. This is hangar reviews, so I am simply reviewing hangars. I'm not doing much interacting with the chat. I'm just going to try and get in as many of these reviews as possible. Alright, so Bibble the Rabbits. You are a champion player. Let's see what you got. Newton, level 84 with... Okay, so you need to get some of these weapons up a little bit. I see you have 1 Tonans at level 2. I would try and get that up to at least level 15 as quickly as possible. But that's a nice setup. You got a nice Titan on it. Mark II Crisis with Mark II Reapers for the most part. Of course, get your Reaper leveled up a little more. The one that's Mark I. We got a Ochikochi with really good weapons. Personally, I think you need to level those weapons up. We got a Mark I Dagon with low-level tamers. Everything there needs leveled up. Techno Scorpion with Havocs. Scatters. Okay, very, very good. And a Quicksand with dampers. Looking at your drones, I feel like you have nice drones on everything. You have nice pilots on everything. So I think you have an overall really good hangar that's pretty much ready to rock and roll as soon as you get some of the levels up a little bit. The only problem I see with this hangar is some of your stuff is a little bit too low level. I mean, honestly, in Champion League, you want to have at least everything at Mark II level 6 or Mark II level 8. I think Mark II level 6 is the lowest you want in Champion. Everything starts to perform decent once you hit about Mark II 6. So going by that, I think you know what to do at this point. But yeah, you got really good stuff. Just needs leveled up a little bit. So good hangar. I like it. M. Sumith. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Nice to see ya. We're going to check out what you got going on here. Been a little while, I think. All right, Mega Robomaster. All right, so you are a Expert 3 player. You've got a Mirror-Mitts. I would try and replace that. The main problem with the Mirror-Mitts right now is the Newtons pick it up, they zap it, and your Mirror-Mitts is dead. Or as soon as your Mirror-Mitts starts to land, they grab it and zap it on the way down and kill it. So unfortunately, Mirror-Mitts is struggling in the current meta, in my opinion. I wouldn't be playing a Mirror-Mitts right now in Expert, Masters, or Champions. Mainly because I know you're probably running into a lot of Newtons and they're probably smashing it. So Mirror-Mitts is a cool Titan, but it's not the greatest. You do have Vengeance and Retaliators. Those don't perform that well in general right now, so I would work on replacing the Titan and the Titan weapons if possible. I mean, sometimes you have to use what you have until you get something better, but that's my suggestion as for Titans right now. Right now, I feel like Newton, Luchador, Rook, and the Eiffel are the Titans to get. So you've got an Orochi with Incinerators. That's a great setup for the Orochi. Personally, I think the Orochi is a little bit too squishy, but if you're really good with the Orochi, you can still do well with it. That's an okay setup right there. Does need a new drone eventually when you can get new drones. You got a Siren with Hell, Scotty, and Hells. Personally, I feel like those weapons have too long of a reload time, but they kind of do work on the Siren if you play it correctly. So that's not something that needs attention right away. Eventually, I would probably want to replace those weapons on it with something with a shorter reload, but that will definitely work on the Siren if you play it right. All right, so you got Fenrir with a Bernadette Wolf. Oh, there's no pilot on your Siren. I would try and get another good pilot for that. Terran, Redeemer, Terran. Okay, we got a really good setup here. I think the drone you have on there is pretty nice. Paralysis is really good. I would probably try to replace that with a beak when you can. But yeah, that drone will definitely work. So you got a nice Fenrir set up there. You do need to level some of these things up a little bit, right? I'm seeing level 4, level 1. These things are a little bit too low level. So you got a Seraph with decays. Seraph isn't one of my favorite robots anymore, but like I said, sometimes you got to use what you got, but decays are definitely a nice Seraph setup. You got Erebus with the Prismas. I do like the Erebus a lot. What pilot is that? Okay, that's the Erebus pilot. So that one gives you a little bit of extra damage on the Erebus ability. So yeah, I mean, the main things I see here is level things up a little bit more. Get yourself a pilot for that Siren if you continue to run that. Maybe replace the Titan and work on the drones a little bit. I mean, I know this game is not easy these days. But once you get up into Champion League, you got to look at the end game. Eventually, you're going to be moving up into Champion League, and things are going to get hard with lower level stuff or whatnot. So pilots are super important. Pilot skills are really important. You want to make sure you have pilot skills that give you durability and speed. Now, drones, I can take the drones off my robot and play fine with no drones. It sucks, but I can do it. But you need to have your robots up to level, you need to have your weapons up to level, and you need to have pilots with at least a good level 40 or 50 pilot with good pilot skills. But there are a couple of those robots I think you're going to outgrow eventually. They are going to work for now, but eventually you may want to change some of that up. But yeah, what's up guys? Thanks for coming out to my stream. This is a hangar review, so we're really trying to focus on reviewing hangars. I don't think I have this on the live chat, so I may have missed a few people's IDs. I apologize for that. Sometimes the thing is messed up. So it doesn't look like there's that many people talking in general today. So maybe there's not a lot of people here today. I don't know. It looks like we only have about 26 viewers and you guys are overall pretty quiet, which is fine because we are doing hangar reviews today. All right, Lee Lucas. Hello, hello. Let me find Lee Lucas. And let's hit the button here. I'm not really sure which one of these is you. There's a brand new plate. I'm gonna guess this is you. Are you looking for me? All right, so hopefully this is you. We got a Quicksand Ophion Mark III. With Mark III Labrys, excellent setup, nice drone, good pilot. Mark III Shattered Needle Ochikochi, yeah, I like it, I like it. A whiteout drone, you got a good pilot on there. You know, needles aren't that great anymore, but they sure are nice for the shield, so I think that's a very nice setup. You got another one with spikes and needles. I mean, Ochikochi, you can play crappy weapons on this thing and it'll still destroy people, so this is a good damage and good durability setup. I think that works great. You got Bersance on a Lynx, all Mark III, with a Armadillo drone. Personally, I don't know if I like the Armadillo on there, but if you do, hey, keep running it. Quicksand Ophion with Labrys and Lockdown, so the only thing I see that I'm not liking here is really this drone. The main reason that I don't like the Armadillo is you have to get a couple of beacons or a couple of kills before it starts doing much for you. There's other drones that will help you out right away, but that one you have to complete a couple of things before it starts to be your friend. Now, if you can get a couple of beacons and a couple of kills right away, then the Armadillo actually is a really good setup. So if you're one of those guys that usually grabs a couple of beacons right away, If you drop that in as your first robot, grab the first 2 beacons, grab a killer 2, then bam, that armadillo is going to be really good. So armadillo is good depending on the robot and your playing style. But I would make sure to only put an armadillo on the robot that I'm dropping first. That way it can grab those first couple of beacons and get a bonus right at the start. So I would definitely drop that as my first robot if you're looking at it that way. But yeah, that's a really nice hangar, my man. Very nice hangar. What's up, Oscar? How you doing today? Let me grab Oscar. Oscar would like a hangar review, so search for players, Control V. That is how you paste on Windows, Control V. All right, bye-bye 978. You are a expert player on iOS. Level 6 Skyros with Havoc, Devastator, Scatter. Level that stuff up. You got a good drone, you got a good pilot, good setup, needs leveled up a little bit. In expert, I would say you want to try and get all of your robots and weapons to at least level 8 as quickly as possible. Mark II Ochi Kochi with low level weapons. Scorcher, Cudgel, Cudgel, Scorcher. That's an interesting setup. Personally, I don't think I would like the Scorchers on it. The Scorchers and the Cudgels probably have slightly different aiming. I feel like those Scorchers, you have to maybe lead ahead a little bit with moving targets, to where the Cudgels, you really don't. So I might look at replacing the Scorchers with a set of maces, or maybe like a set of shatters or something. I mean splinters. But it's not a bad setup. If it's working, keep running it. Scorpion with Spike, Scatter, and Labrys. Personally, I think I would work on getting different weapons for the Scorpion. So Scorpion, you want to teleport in, do as much damage as possible, and leave as quickly as possible to fight again another day. I still think Sonic weapons are probably some of the best things you can have on here, so I would try and get 3 weapons that do huge damage quick and then bounce out. So I mean, all Sonics would be ideal in my opinion, or some sort of shotguns that just go pop, 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 and then run out of ammo quick and you can leave. It's not a bad setup, but I would work on getting different weapons for the Scorpion. You got a good pilot. You do need to get a drone on the Scorpion. I would probably maybe look for getting a beak if possible, or a whiteout. Those aren't too terribly hard to get, and they work good on there. Alright, so you got a Kepri. You need to replace the drone eventually when you get a chance. I mean, use what you got for now. Magnetar, Scald Magnetar on a Kepri. That's a good setup. You can lock people down, beat them up with those rockets. Nice reload times. I think on the Kepri, that setup works really well together. So I think that'll do great. You got nice pilots. You know, work on leveling the pilots up just a little bit more. You've got a Link with Redeemers. Amazing. Yeah, the main problems here I see is your Scorpion could probably use different weapons. Level stuff up a little bit more. Your levels are just a little bit low for the most part. But you have an overall good setup. I mean, everything is overall pretty good. So you got a whiteout on Skyros. That's a nice drone for that. You got a what do you call that little guy? Nebula on the Ochi. That's a good setup. If you don't have anything better, that'll definitely work really well. So Scorpion, yeah, I would probably try and get another whiteout. If you just want to get a basic drone that's a little easier to get, I would go for a whiteout for the Scorpion. It works really good. So for your Indra, you got 2 Vajras and a Tonins. I don't know if I've ever played that. Personally, I would be shooting for the Vaha and the Maha Vajras, or the Veyron and Avoras on the Indra, but I honestly feel like this would work. I mean, the main thing is you got some stuff under leveled, so try to get everything that's not up to level 8 up to level 8 as quickly as possible. Then once you hit level 8, maybe focus on getting your weapons to 12, then the robots to 12, and then start Mark IIing everything. But generally you want to have your weapons a couple levels above, if not at the same level as your robots. So that's my advice for that hangar. I mean, overall it looks pretty nice. Needs a little bit of work here and there, but overall that's a pretty nice hangar. Oh, we got Riddick. Riddick, man, I've been seeing you got some pretty cool looking thumbnails. You're using like an AI program or something to do that, or is that... Those thumbnails are looking cool, man. I like your thumbnails on your YouTube videos lately. It's got like almost like a cartoony... I don't know how to explain it, but they look pretty sweet. But I'm trying to get these IDs as they come in, hoping I hope I'm not missing anybody's. I mean, it's possible that it's going to happen because I'm doing my best. All right, so Riddick's got a 150 Nodens with the Evoras. Good deal, man. He's got a Yangli on there. Good setup. Raven with the destroyer weapons. All right, he's got 2 dampers and 2 blights. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I mean, your dampers need leveled up a little bit, but that's a nice setup. Ravener with Havocs, killer setup. That's a good drone to have on there. You got a Pascal and a Manny pilot with Tamers and an Ultimate Avenger. I like it. I like it. Manny's not the world's greatest pilot, but yeah, on a tank, that definitely works pretty good, I would say. I mean, I would probably eventually, if it were my hangar, I would probably try to get a different pilot for that eventually, maybe, like a Trixie Hope or the actual pilot for him. But hey, man, it works. It definitely works. There's nothing wrong with that pilot. All right, we got an Angler with Scatters and Devastators. Shy drone, yep, good stuff, good stuff. And a really hard-hitting Typhon with the Lewis Duncan. And a Seeker drone. I mean, I don't really have much to say except for the couple little suggestions I had there. I mean, that's an overall kick-butt hangar, man. Oh, you have a Traditionalist Revenant. Gotcha. So Manny's kind of an interesting pilot. As you lose some health, you start to gain some bonuses from him. So actually on Traditionalist Revenant, that's going to be pretty good. I like your hangar, man. I do. That's very nice, actually. You got a good setup there. Good setup. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so where was I? Yeah, Kellic says, Danny, did you find the free Cruel Orochi in the news? Yes, yes, there's a free Orochi in the game today, guys. Jamil says Kestrel or Whiteout on Scorpion. It doesn't really matter. They're both killer. Either one would be amazing. One's going to give you a little bit of protection. The other one's going to give you more damage. So I think that's going to be personal opinion. I mean, Kestrel is probably the better drone, but if you need some protection, then go with the Whiteout. But if you want the damage, yeah, Kestrel is better in my opinion overall. Oscar says Titan. Oscar, I don't know what you mean by just Titan, my friend. Right now, Luchador is awesome. Actually, even Minos is doing really good. I've been playing the Minos a bit lately. The Minos is doing great right now. Luchador, Rook, Newton, and Eiffel are all really nice Titans at the moment, in my opinion. I'm sorry I'm not interacting with the chat as much. I'm trying to squeeze in as many of these hangar reviews as possible. It's not easy to get them all in, but we're trying. We're trying. All right, Bahu Luchador with Avoras Mahavadras. All right, cool, cool. I would probably try and get the Veyron to replace the Mahavajra, but that'll definitely work for now. Everything's at a pretty good level. Yeah, I mean, that's overall very nice right there. You got Ophion with some Orkin, Pulsar Orkins. Yeah, dude. I don't really like playing this robot up close, but those Orkins hit really hard. So if you're comfortable playing your Ophion up close, that's going to work great. You got the lockdown drone. I mean, that's going to do some major damage. That's definitely a beast of a build as long as you're comfortable playing this guy up close. If not, look for some weapons with a little more range so you can keep your distance. But I like that, man. I like that. Ochi-Kochi Mark II Damper Tamer Deceivers. So you want to level those weapons up a little more as you get the chance. Awesome setup on the Ochi-Kochi though. Yep, you got some Mark II Fatal Havocs on the Ravena with a Armadillo. Like I said, Armadillo is not my favorite. I don't think it starts helping you out until you get a couple of kills and beacons. So if you're not getting some kills and beacons right away, that drone's doing nothing for you. So that's kind of something I would probably change myself if it were my hangar. I would probably put a beak on this thing. Now, if it's really working for you, go for it, but I would change it if it were mine. So you got Angler with Splinters and Versants and a Kestrel drone. All right. Those weapons need leveled up a bit. Like everybody says, the weapon should probably be a higher level than the robot. Links with Redeemers. Yeah, I mean, you got a great hangar. I mean, level those weapons up a little bit and your hangar is going to be rocking and a rolling, I would say. I mean, I like everything you got going on there. I would prefer to play my Ophion from a distance, but I'm telling you what, those Ultimate Orkins and Ultimate Pulsars do a lot of damage. So that's a great land in front of somebody and wipe them out quick build. So it'll definitely work. Dark says I skipped on your ID. Somewhere I missed it. I'm sorry. Dark matter. There we go. I think I had the YouTube chat on the wrong things, so I think I missed a few comments. I had to rechange it. So we know Dark has a really good Titan, or a really good hangar. He said he needs help with his Titan, though, so let's go check his Titan out. Alright, so he's got a Rook, Vaha Mahavajra. I'll look at your pilot skills because I'm not sure what you're needing help with, but so durability, good. His damage dealt by Rook's force field in the ability is increased. Good. Physical shield, perfect. Rook has more durability, but it loses some shield. That's fine, yeah. More durability on the body, a little less shield is just fine on this robot. That makes sense to run that, actually. Cautious pilot, more durability. Tough guy, more durability. Armor expert, more durability. Stubborn warrior, perfect. Wonder worker, that's a very good thing to have. Mechanic, roadhog, and Titan Slayer. I mean, honestly, you've got really good pilot skills on this. I don't remember seeing this Ravenheart skill. Is that something they just added? I don't remember that, but yeah, you got really good durability. You don't have the shield skill though, to make the shield stronger. The only thing I see the problem here. Oh wait, no, you do have physical shield expert. Yeah. Good, man. I don't know what you're needing help with, but you got a really good setup on this. I mean, the only thing I can suggest is if you're not doing well with the Mahavajras, maybe look to get some Avoras and Veyrons, but that's good, man. Alright, so Invader with Mace and Cudgel. Yep, good stuff. Good pilots, good drones. You got a Fenrir with the Bernadette, Hammers, Mace, and Deltaki. Not bad. I would prefer probably a shy drone or a beacon here, but Deltaki is a great little damage drone. Crisis with Gauss Mark II. I hate the Gauss, but I know you like it. It's good if you like it, but I don't like it. Skyros with Havoc's Devastator Scatters and a beak. Not too bad. This is the one robot I really do like the Armadillo drone on, though, is the Skyros, because it gets a lot of beacons. Then you got Lynx with Devastators and a beak. I mean, that's a really good hanger, so I'm not really sure what issues you're having there with anything, because I think you've got everything set up really well. But yeah, the only thing I can tell you, if you don't like the weapons, maybe try the or the Vayrons and the Voras, but... No Name, how's it going? I don't think I've got your ID yet. Let me check. So now I'm a little bit messed up on what place I was on. Thanks a lot, YouTube. So your ID does not work. GQ2NP0 does not work, so I can't do that one. Maybe grab it from the game, copy and paste, because that one is not working. First order, did I get you already? See, this is the problem with running out of the spot I was in. I think I did. Maybe I didn't. Okay. Let's see what you got. No, I definitely didn't get you yet. So you've got a Sirius with a Voras. Okay, very nice setup. This is actually a pretty good Titan after they recently buffed it. You got a Lynx with two weapons that don't match but still work very good together. And you got an Armadillo. Personally, I would try and get something other than the Armadillo. I would probably try and get a... crap. What's that one? Showdown? Or a beak for this. But this will work for now. You got Ochi with the beak. Damper. Alright, cool. Good setup. If you can get the Hiroko drone eventually, that makes the Ochi Kochi even better. But beak is definitely a very good choice. You got a Kepri with shotguns. Looks awesome. You got a nice drone on there. I think I would prefer the beak over that, but that one works good as well. Shatters, Tamers, Splinters, Shammer, whatever. Shotguns and those new weapons. With an Armadillo on the Dagon. If you're getting some beacons and some kills right away, that would be a great drone to use. If not, maybe change it to something else. But yeah, if you get a couple of kills, that's going to be a nice drone to run. So Riker, you're probably going to want to replace him, right? Riker is very fun to play, but you're probably going to want to get like a... I would look at building a Invader or a Skyros or a Fenrir or something to put in this thing's place. I mean, overall, this is a really nice hangar. I mean, besides the Riker, I like all of it. Some of that stuff probably needs leveled up a little bit, right? Get your levels up, maybe replace the Riker, and I think you're going to be good to go for the most part. Those drones aren't bad. That's just a suggestion. I'm not saying change your drone now, but eventually that's something I would look into if it were my hangar. But what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? I apologize. I know it's not easy to it's not easy for me to interact with the chat and review all the hangars, because that means I won't get as many reviews in if I interact with the chat more. So I apologize. Angelo Tovar, let's do your thingy dingy here. Control V, we'll paste that on in there and get Angelo Tovar's hangar. XXX Fighter, you are a expert player on PC. Level 7 Skyros with some nice weapons. Those are the best weapons for the Skyros if you're just trying to go for durability, because you stay in the ball, now you got a good shield. I would try and get an Armadillo drone for this. Armadillo is awesome for the Skyros. That's the one thing that I always put an Armadillo on no matter what. You got an emoji with dampers called Deceiver. That'll definitely work. I would probably try to replace the Scald with a matching weapon once you can. That's a decent drone, decent pilot. You want to level that stuff up a little bit more. Definitely level the pilots up a little bit more. Yeah, I would say you want to at least get your pilots up to level 40. That way you can have Roadhog, Armor Expert, and then whatever the next most two important skills are for that robot. A level 40 or level 50 pilot is very important. So you got an Orochi with a Bane and a Stake. Personally, I would try to do something else with these weapons. Orochi's a little bit squishy, but it's a robot that will definitely be playable until you get something better. But I would replace this whole thing when I got a chance. Unless you're one of those people that's really good with the Orochi. I mean, you don't see a lot of Orochis in Champion League these days for a reason. There are a few players out there that can pull out an Orochi and just kick some major butt with it, but I think it's a little bit hard to play. You got a Lynx with the stakes. So whether or not you like the stakes, that's going to be... Stakes are something that are great for the shield, but they're not doing as much damage as they used to. They're still a good weapon, so that's not something I think needs attention right away. But eventually you might want to replace those with some other weapons. Right now, one of my favorites is the Redeemers on the Lynx, or the Brissant shotguns, or of course like the new Subduers. But those work great for now. I mean, an expert, those should be nice weapons. They just don't do as much damage as they used to. So yeah, work on the drones, work on leveling things up a little bit. Maybe replace the Orochi with something if you can. I mean, unfortunately, the game just gave everybody a free Orochi. And it's just a little bit squishy for the higher leagues right now. But overall, that's a nice setup. Alright, Sanford. Let me grab Sanford. I don't think I've gotten you yet. Search for players. Invites and requests. Search for players. There we go. I am hungry. I just ate recently and I'm hungry already. It's terrible. Alright, Sanford. So I'm going to guess this is you. One of those looks like a brand new player. So you got a Luchador and you got Fulgar, Kraken, Vajra, Fulgar. I would try to get... That's going to work, alright? I would prefer, if it were mine, I would prefer to have weapons that all matched, but that's a good setup. That is a good setup. It'll work just fine if that's all you have. I mean, it'll definitely do the job. No problem with it, but I would prefer matching setups if it were mine. Ophian with Shatters, get those levels up on that. You got the Deltaki on there. That's a great setup. Scorpion with Mace. I like it. I prefer the sonic weapons on the Scorpion, but that's very good. You got a Seeker drone on there, which will definitely work. You got Lynx with Redeemers and a Kestrel. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Everything is at a pretty good level right there. I mean, you're a champion player, so you definitely need to work on getting that Quicksand Ophian and the weapons up. Ochi with dampers and splinters and the Kestrel. If you can get a Hiroko drone, that's definitely better for this, but this is a good setup. You got Dagons with Tricksters and Tamers and a Lockdown drone. I like it. Now, I will say the Seeker was kind of made for the Dagon. I think I would swap this out. I think I would put the... I feel like maybe I would swap those drones out. Maybe put the Paralysis on the Scorpion and the Seeker on the Dagon. That's up to you whether or not you want to do that. But that Seeker was designed specifically for the Dagon. And I think it really does help him out a lot. So I would swap those two out for that. But yeah, besides a couple of levels, giving the levels up a little more and maybe swapping the drone out, I think you got a very good deal right there. I mean, everything looks pretty good for the most part. So I see your pilot levels are a little bit low on some of them, which is just fine. Try and get all your pilots up. You know, just keep playing that I mean, you can just level them up by playing until you hit level 40 or 50. Just make sure you're going for durability and speed skills first. And then after that, you know, you can kind of pick what you want. But durability and speed on the pilots, in my opinion, are what really help your robots out big time. I mean, these days, the weapons are doing so much damage. The robots feel squishy compared to the weapon damage. So speed to be able to move around and durability are huge for your pilots. All right, so we got Deus. How's it going? Let me find you. Search for commanders, and let's copy you in there. Game Boss 69. You are a Masters player. You got a Quicksand Ophion with Mace. I like it. I would prefer weapons with a little more range, but I like it. You got a Reviver drone. Personally, I don't think the Reviver is really good for a robot that dies really fast. Like if you're playing like an Ares or something that just gets wiped out really, really quick, or a Crisis, I like the Reviver for robots that die very, very fast. But more than likely, by the time your Ophion dies, you're going to have a lot of gray bar, where that's going to mean when you do come back to life, you can only have half of the gray bar health, which often means sometimes you'll come back, but you won't have any life. So I don't think that's the right drone for the Ophion. I would probably look for either a beak or a paralysis, I think, if you need to get a drone that's a little easier to get. So you got the Crisis. You want to level these weapons and robots up a little bit. Crisis build overall looks really good. Hazards on an Ophion, very good. Again, I would probably look for a different drone there. I think the Reviver is awesome on the Crisis because it normally goes down like a ton of bricks and then it comes back to life. But I don't like it on the Ophion. It'll definitely work, and it'll definitely work for now. You got Prismas on a Behemoth with a lockdown drone and a Manny pilot. Not bad. I would probably try to get the Andre pilot for the Behemoth to replace the Manny at some point. You got a Whiteout with a Bernadette. I would say work on getting a beak for your Fenrir or a Shy drone. Hazard, Bersant, Shatters. I would try and get another Shatter, I think, so they all matched. But honestly, the Bersant, the Shatter, and the Hazard will actually work together pretty well. So that's not something you need to do quickly, but something I might look into eventually. I think the main thing I see here is level some of these things up a little bit more and maybe swap around a couple of these drones. But overall, I mean, that's a nice setup. I like it. I mean, I think you got a very good overall setup. You know, in Masters, this should be doing pretty well. Yeah, just level a few of these things up and you should be good to go for the most part. What's up, Red? How you doing today? Sorry I don't interact with the chat as much as I do on regular streams, but we're trying to fit in a bunch of hangar reviews, guys. It takes away from people getting their hangars reviewed when I'm interacting with you guys, so I'm doing my best to fit in as many of these as possible. All right, Newton with the Landsclave, Tonus, Fulgar. Try and get another Tonus and Fulgar for this. That's not a bad setup, but I think you would be better off with having weapons with all the same range on this guy. Lynx with really awesome weapons. Level those weapons up. Maybe look into getting a different drone for that. I don't like that drone on the Lynx. Ravena with Shatters. Yep, looks good. Level the Shatters up. Maybe level the pilots up a little bit more. Labrys. And that's a very good setup for this guy. You got a nice looking invader. Yeah, that's a very good deal. So the drones could use leveled, the pilots could use leveled, but overall you got nice setups here for the overall stuff. Yeah, that didn't come out right. So I would work on those Titan weapons and the levels here. I mean, I could play the heck out of this hangar and have a lot of fun with it. So I think you got a good thing going. You got nice drones for the most part. This will definitely do it. This will definitely do very well. All right, so Henrik, you are next on the list. I hope I haven't missed anybody. If I have, I apologize. Now, where was I at? I got to figure out how to get back there. There we go. And if you guys didn't see it, there is a free Orochi in the news. That's great for lower level players. It can carry you up into Champion League. Not my ideal thing to play in Champion, but... So I'm going to guess this is probably you here. Hopefully this one is yours. So we got a Rook with good weapons on it. Everything is leveled up nicely. Ophian with great weapons on it, leveled up nicely. I would definitely level those levels up a little more though on the weapons. Another great setup. Get those weapons up a little more. So the only thing I'm seeing is your weapons are a little bit under leveled for your robots, but looking at the drones here and the pilots. So that's a nice drone, nice drone. Nice, nice, and nice. I mean, honestly, I don't really have any complaints about this hangar here, except for a few things need leveled up. What's up, Epic? Oh, Dark wants help on the Ultimate Ares? I thought you said you needed help on your Titan. Ares is a very squishy robot, Dark. You want to set that thing up for pure damage and run a reviver drone on it. My opinion is speed and damage. You want pilot skills for speed and damage and a reviver or a shy drone. But Ultimate Ares is not an easy... Ares in general is very, very, very squishy. All right. Yeah, I mean, the Ares is great, but you got to play it very, very cautiously. It relies on that shield. If somebody comes at you with a shield breaker, you're going to get squished, man. It's an excellent robot, but I mean, there are games where you bring it out and somebody just shuts it down right then and there. There's other games where you grab 3, 4, 5 kills with it really quick before it dies, but you gotta, if somebody's running shield breaker, you're screwed. You gotta learn to use cover really well. It's not an easy robot to play. I think it's probably going to be more about the way you're playing it than what you have on it. It is not easy to play. All right, so Interim, we got a Lynx with Redeemers. Love it. You are a champion player, so all these levels need to go up. You got Mace, Cudgel, Mace, Onanochi, Kochi with a whiteout drone. Very good. Levels need to go up. Fenrir with shotguns. Love it. Great drone. Levels need to go up. Typhon with, yeah, that'll work wonders. Good drone as long as you're playing him up close. If you're playing it from a distance, you might want to consider a different drone, but overall, that is extremely good. Ravenna with Sonics. The only thing I'm seeing here is your weapons need leveled up, and some of these robots need leveled up. Minos, I have no complaints. I've been playing mine recently and loving it. You got a level 30 pilot. So yeah, some of your pilots could probably use leveled. Some of your drones could probably... I mean, the overall hangar is good. The only thing I'm really seeing here is levels need to go up, right? Your stuff is a little bit under leveled for Champion League, but besides that, you got a great setup on all of this. Whiteout on Ochikochi, whiteout on Lynx. As long as you're playing the Lynx at close distance, that's a great drone. I mean, yeah. No major complaints other than your levels are a little too low. So that just takes a lot of grinding your butt off to get the resources, but it's pretty good. Support WR. I can't see. I don't know what. No, I don't understand Russian, buddy. So I don't know what you're saying there. Yeah, this is a great hangar overall once you level it up some more. So let's go do Scoopy. Scoopy, however you say that. Cool gamer. Oh my god. Experts. All right, you got a Rook at level 55 with lanterns, Tonins, lanterns. All right. If you're playing that from a distance, that would be good. I prefer the Veyron and Avoras or the Maha and Mahavajras. I wouldn't use this as a close range fighter. I would play this from a distance with those particular weapons on it. Personally, I don't like the weapon setup on this, but it'll work if you play it from a distance. You got a Sonic Scorpion, very good. For expert, yeah, I would say work on getting all of your robots and weapons to at least level 8 as quickly as possible. Fenrir with the Bernadette, Shatter Brissant Mace. All right, that'll work great. You do need to put a different drone on there. I would look for a Shy or a Beak. Ophion with Mace. If you're comfortable playing that at close distances, that'll do very well. Nice drone for the most part. I mean, it's something you'll want to replace eventually, but no complaints about it. You got a Lynx with the stakes. You need to replace the drone when you can. And your pilot levels are a little bit low. I mean, you got nice pilots and everything, but you need to level them up more. So I don't like those weapons on the Crisis, but there's nothing wrong with it. That's personal preference. I just don't like the Gauss weapons at all. I would rather run something different, but hey, if that's working for you, definitely leave it because some people really know how to play that well. Yeah, on an Ares though, I would definitely run the Armor Expert. I would run the skill for ability damage. I would run the speed skills and add some damage skills. But no matter how many durability skills you put on that thing, it is going to die. You know, a Seeker drone might even be something that would work pretty good on the Ares. But yeah, I mean, I like it. I just think you're a little bit under leveled on some of the stuff. You need to replace a couple of the drones eventually, but that's an overall good hangar you got there. There's some pretty good stuff there. All right, we're going to get Robert. Oh, wait. No. Vale is next. Hold on, I missed Vale. Copy. But yeah, Ares is a very hard robot to play. It's a robot you gotta have a lot of patience to play. You gotta come out at the right time. It's not easy, but I like it. All right, so Vale Judge, Champion League player. Mr. Judge. All right, let's go ahead and see what we got here. Indra, Avoras, maxed out. Level 60 Titan pilot. Good stuff. Ardent Spears on the Kefri with an auto and a Kestrel. Not bad. Ophine with some hard-hitting weapons. I don't know about that drone particularly. I think I would want to get a different drone on there myself. I would probably try and get I don't know. A Shy drone, a Beak, or maybe even a Paralysis works really good on the Ophion, but that's great if you drop this as your first bot, grab 2 beacons really quickly, and then grab a kill. At that point, that's going to be working great for you, but until you do something like that, you got to do a few things before that drone starts to work. Alright, so Crisis with Del Take and Gauss. Hate the weapons, but hey, if you're good with it, keep going with it. I just don't like the Gauss at all. I hate them. Not because they're bad weapons, I just don't like them. But overall, that is a good setup. I know a lot of people really like that setup. Alright, so you got Hiroko, Bernadette Wolf, and Decays and Hazards on a Fenrir. No complaints there. Skyros with Havoc, Devastator, and Shatters. I mean, everything here is looking really good, honestly. All your stuff's leveled up pretty good. My only real complaint here would maybe be that drone. I mean, this is definitely going to work. I mean, you got something nice going. I like it, man. I like your hangar. I think it's very... So I think this would be super good for, you know, I mean, I don't particularly like the Decay and Hazard for close range fighting, but for mid-range, longer range fighting, this is really good. And you can use them up close. They're just a little bit hard to aim, but it's a nice hangar, bud. It's a very nice hangar. Anaram, you're welcome, buddy. You are welcome. All right, so Robert Nooms, you're next. If I miss anybody, I am sorry. Like I said, I'm trying to fit in as many hangar reviews as possible so I don't interact with the chat as much during these. I'm sorry, but we got to try and fit a bunch of these in. We got about another 30 minutes left on this stream today. All right, so Newton, Fulgur, Tonan's Fulgur. I got a lot of work to do for my other YouTube channel today, so a lot of recording for that today. I get very little time to myself, I'll tell you. On average, I put in about 15 hours a day between all the YouTube stuff I do. It's crazy. I still got to answer a bunch of comments today too. All right, hold on, I'm off track. I'm sorry. So you got a great setup here. No complaints on that. Ochikochi with some really high-leveled stuff. Another Ochikochi with some high-level stuff. Ophian with some good stuff. Good stuff and good stuff. Alright, so Hiroko, Kestrel, Hiroko, and Ashai. All your pilots are, I mean, I can't, yeah, there's nothing to review here. You got an OP hangar. I mean, you got a hangar set up to destroy people. My advice would be nerf your hangar a little bit. You're too powerful. Your hangar is too much. That's too much robots. All right, let's move on to the next one. Yeah, there's nothing to review, bud. You got it going on. You got the good stuff right there. So yeah, good hangar. Too much power on that one. That's a scary hangar. Mendy the Mender. All right. Mendy the Mender. Oh my God. I'm not a great Mender pilot, so this is going to be a hard one for me to review because it's like all Menders. I suck with the Mender. All right, so you got Marie Leclerc on those. Good, good. You got the right pilot. Magnetar, Cryo, Magnetar. I don't know about that Cryo, but that might work. Like I said, I don't really know how to play this robot. I'm not good with it. Magnetar Repulsor, I think that's an excellent setup for a support robot. Hurricane, Corona Hurricane. I don't know about those weapons, though, on the Demeter. Now, Demeter, I'm a big fan of. I really like the Demeter. I'm actually working on recording a gameplay review video for the Demeter right now, because it's really good. But Personally, I would swap those weapons out to something that does a little bit better damage up close, because when you teleport to a teammate to heal them, you're going to have a hard time defending yourself with those hurricanes, I think. I mean, you're not, but you are. I just think those weapons don't do enough damage. Now, if you like them and you're doing well with them, by all means keep them, but I think they just don't do enough damage. Maybe I should give those weapons another try because I haven't played them recently, but going by last time I played them, I wasn't into them. I don't think it's a bad setup, but that's my suggestion for that one. Blaze, Igniter, Blaze. All right, that should work just fine on the Mender. Blight, Hazard, and Spear. Yeah, I mean, I can't really complain about anything you have going on here, except for some of your stuff needs leveled up a little bit more, right? For a Masters player, you want to try and get everything into Mark II. So this is my advice here for this hangar. If it's not at level 10 yet, get it up to level 10. Once you have everything at level 10, then start focusing on your most powerful weapons and get them into the Mark II, and then Mark II all of your weapons. But I mean, you got pretty nice drones. Overall, good drones. It's a little hard for me to do a full review on a Mender hangar because, like I said, I suck with it. It's really good if you know how to run it, but I don't. So yeah, that's a hard hangar for me to upgrade to do. Hopefully that was helpful though. I mean, I know enough about it, but it's just not something I'd get in there and say, yes, I did awesome with that. I mean, I have had some really good games with the Mender, but it's just not one of my ultimate favorites, I guess you would say. So Nightcrawler, he says seriously about something. All right, so where was I? I got Vale. Again, sorry if I'm not interacting with the chat as much. We're trying to review as many hangars as possible. So we're spending all of our time trying to review these hangars and get them all in. I appreciate all of you guys coming out. Thank you so much for being here. Pindy Boys. All right, let's see what you got. You are a Masters player. A level 11 Indra. That definitely needs leveled up. Weapons need leveled up. Titan Pilot 40. Sure. I mean, of course, you're going to want to level it up more eventually, but definitely work on getting some weapon and Titan levels. There we go. Level that thing up more. All right, Lynx level 6 with 2 glaciers. I don't particularly like the glaciers, but I know that works on that robot. Definitely level that up. We have a Lynx with stakes. Don't love the stakes anymore, but it works on here, so it's not a bad setup. I would probably try and get some Redeemers or Bursants or something instead, but hey, that'll work for now. You got Mars with hazards. Love it. Lynx with nucleons. No complaints about that. And Ravena with Terrans and the Norkin. All right, cool, cool. Yeah, I mean, I would prefer to have Sonics on the Ravena. They just seem like the best setup, but Terrans are actually pretty good, so they'll work. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Looking at your pilot levels, definitely level those up more when you can. Maybe try and replace this with an actual Lynx pilot when you get a chance. I mean, a gold pilot's always better, but that'll work for now. But yeah, I mean, overall, that's a pretty nice setup, honestly. It's not... I wouldn't play the Lynx with those myself, mainly because the reload time is so long, but that'll obliterate somebody if you play it right. Whiteouts are great drones for the Lynx. The Beak is very good for the Mars. And you have a Nebula on the Ravena. Not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, I think that's a pretty decent hangar other than some of your levels. I mean, I can't complain about it. It's not perfect. I mean, there's definitely a few things I would change, but man, it's overall good. It's overall good. I mean, the biggest concern for me here would be probably the pilot levels. In Masters, I think you're going to want to try and get your pilots at least to level 40. Get your Roadhog, your Armor Expert, and then whatever the 2 best skills for each robot would be, which would be different, but level the drones up a little bit. So yeah, I mean, great hangar, work on the levels. I think that's really what needs done there, is work on the levels for the most part. The robots and the weapons and everything are pretty good. Alright, so what the heck is that? Nexus. I don't even know what that is. We're gonna try you out here. You're in Diamond. So you got a level 15 Arthur with a Jude Price. Cinder, Basilisk Crate. I don't think I would be running a Cinder on a Arthur because I think you want to run Arthur from a distance. I don't think he's a close-up bot. I want a good 500 or 600 meter range on my Arthur, so I would say replace the Cinder. If you like the Basilisks and Crates, they're really good weapons overall. I don't like them, but they're very good weapons. Alright, links with incinerators. Personally, I don't like the incinerators, but they do work on the links. I just think they reload a little bit too long, so maybe eventually replace those with some redeemers or something, but there's nothing wrong with that. Except for you need to level it up a little bit more. As a diamond player, work on trying to get all of your weapons and robots to level 8. I would just say level up everything evenly till they all hit level 8. So Giftbringer, Fenrir, Tyran, Redeemer, Tyran. Nice setup. I don't think the Reviver is the right drone for the Fenrir because by the time you die, you're going to have so much gray bar, you're not going to be able to heal much when you come back alive. So it'll work for now, but I would try and get a Beak or a Shy drone for your Fenrir. Kurorochi with shotguns and hammers. Great setup for Diamond League. You got a really weird Skyros, but hey man, it's a Skyros. Level that thing up a little bit. That's level 1. You definitely want to try and get the Theseus pilot for your Skyros if possible. You got a weird Crisis setup here with 2 Zeus and 2 Gauss. No, Zeus, and a Gauss and a Hell. I don't know what to say about that one, honestly. I might work on those weapons a little bit. I don't know if I like your weapon setup, honestly. You got a good drone. You got a good pilot. I haven't played Zeus in a really long time, so I'm not really sure what to tell you about the Zeus. I can't tell you if I like that or not. Zeus were really, really good at one time, but I don't really know how they perform at the moment. Last time I played them, shields kept blocking the shots, and I did no damage with them, so I have a bad feeling that's probably what's still going on with them, but I would work on the weapon setup for this, work on leveling this stuff up, getting some better drones, getting some pilots for your stuff, and leveling it up. I mean, for Diamond League, it's looking pretty good, honestly. You got what you need for Diamond League for the most part. I mean, it takes a while to really build stuff up good, so the hangar definitely needs some work, but I could easily play this in Diamond, I think, you know. I think I would do okay with this hangar in Diamond for now. Definitely needs some work, you know. Orochi is something that's going to work good in the lower leagues, but as you level up, eventually you are going to outgrow him. So that's the only robot I see in here that I don't love, but it'll definitely carry you up into champion if needed. Now I'm going to tell you though, I was actually playing Arthur recently with a maxed out pilot on it, and I was pretty impressed at how well it did. So I think if you can get the pilot skills up and the right stuff on the Arthur, it does pretty decent. So, I mean, I can't complain about the Arthur. There's definitely better Titans out there right now, but the Arthur is a great Titan for somebody, you know, until you move up more. I mean, it's nice. I can't guarantee how much you're going to like it once you move up in the higher leagues a little bit, but I was pretty impressed with my Arthur. Maxed out Arthur with a maxed out pilot did good last time I played it. I made that video where I did the Lancelot, the old Camelot bots. I had Lancelot, I had Arthur, I had Galahad, Gareth, all the Camelot bots, and I was really impressed with how the Arthur performed. I kind of want to tell you to replace the Arthur, but at the same time, it wasn't that bad. I mean, there's definitely better, but it wasn't that bad. All right, who is this? Whose hangar is this? I'm doing... Tab, I will get yours next, buddy. He said he's got to go in a minute. I'll get yours next. Hopefully you didn't have to go yet. All right. TFZ 265. All right. So you got a Kraken Indra with great weapons. Level that stuff up more and you'll be okay. Your weapons are at nice level, but the Titan needs leveled up. Sonic Scorpion, awesome. Everything is at 8 and 9, which is pretty decent for Masters. I would say start working on getting all your weapons and robots to level 10 for a Masters player. Pulsars on the Demeter, not bad. Fenrir with Bernadette Wolf. Hammers and Mace, like it. Skyros with Sonics. Kefri with Magnetars. I would try to get a different drone. Again, by the time you die, you'll have so much gray bar. When you come back to life, you're barely going to have any health. So I don't think that's the ideal drone for the Kefri. Seeker on the Fenrir. Okay, that'll work. So Demeter, I would definitely work on changing the drone for the Demeter and probably for the Kefri. I don't think that drone works great on any of the current robots you're running, but the weapons are all really good. I mean, the main thing I see here is work on the drones a little bit and level your stuff up a little bit. Get your pilots leveled up a little bit. I mean, it's an overall really good hangar with just some leveling. This will do very, very well. I mean, you can play this hangar in Champion League if you level it up a little more. So you got an overall really good thing going here. So Robina says, how about a beak? Beaks are really good on just about everything. Like, if a robot has a decent amount of hit points, a beak is an excellent choice. On a really squishy robot, I don't think a beak is a good choice, but something with a decent hit points, yeah. All right, Tab, we got you Butter Chicken. Let's see what you got. You are in Masters. You got a Luchador with Vaha, Evora, Vajra. I would probably try and get another Vajra instead of the Evora so everything matched. Level those weapons up a little bit. Dagon, Amugi, Ophion, Lynx, and Harpy. I like all of these robots. No complaints about any of the robots except for they do need leveled up. Try and get all your robots to at least level 10 and get your weapon levels to match. So you got a Cremola Dagon. Yeah, I mean, I would have to really play that to really be able to give you... I don't know, I haven't played Cremolas in quite a while, but it sounds like it would do okay. Going by last time I played the bendy weapons, I was liking them, so that's probably pretty decent. Atomizer Quark or Atomizer on Amugi. I like it. Ophion's got Labrys. Lynx has Hammers. Harpy has Scorcher, Incinerator, Scorcher. Even though I don't like those weapons, I feel like they actually work really well on the Harpy. I like them on the Hawk. There's 2 or 3 robots that I actually like those weapons on, and they work good on the Harpy. Okay, so your pilots, I would try and, I mean, if you can, try and replace the Manny with an actual Dagon pilot at some point. If not, no big deal. The Manny will definitely work. You got nice pilots here for the most part. Reviver for the Harpy can be okay. I'm not really sure that's the best drone for him. I would probably try and get a Beak personally. A Beak or a Kestrel, I think, or maybe even one of the Paralysis for Lockdown. For the Ophion, I would look at a Beak or a Paralysis, or a Shy drone would be good for either one of those as well. But again, I don't think they die fast enough for a Beak, not Beak, whatever you call that. Whatever that is. Reviver. Reviver. When you come back to life, you're probably not going to have too many hit points because the gray bar. Robots that die super fast love the Reviver, but so yeah, you know, the Eye's not the world's best drone, but they are definitely going to work until you get something else. So for the Amugi, I've always liked either Paralysis or Beak. For the Dagon, I really like the Seeker on the Dagon or a Beak. But I mean, for the most part, you got a really good thing going here. So it does need a little bit of work. I mean, you're in Masters. You definitely want to get those levels up quickly. For Masters, I'm going to say you want to get at least a level 12 hangar. So right now, work on getting all your stuff that's working for you up to level 10. And then after you hit level 10, work on getting the weapons, the Mark II, then Mark II the robots, and then start getting into the higher Mark IIs on everything. That's kind of how I would do that. Again, the Dagon, I'm not so sure about those weapons. I mean, that might be a really cool setup, but I would have to play that one to know for sure. So I don't have too much of a comment on those weapons. So Tab is free to play. Yeah, that's an excellent hangar for free to play. It really is. Yeah, grind some games, get some resources, level that stuff up, and I think you'll be just fine with it for the most part, you know? Besides some levels, for the most part, that's really good. Especially if you're free to play, that's excellent. Oh, so I don't know what this says. SSYY who? Sussy who? I probably said that wrong, but let's see what you got. You are a champion player. Oh my dear lord, he's got all the stuff. This hangar does not need reviewing. I'm sure you obliterate everybody. I have no suggestions for your hangar other than nerf it a little bit, man. You're probably making all the people you fight hate you because you're too darn powerful. You need a nerf, sir, not a review. Yeah, man, that is that hangar doesn't need anything. You've got everything you need going on right there. That hangar is a little bit too good. All right, so let's go check out Missy Scott's hangar. Let's see what Missy Scott has going on today. Leo. Punisher, Punisher, Hornet, Punisher. All right. I mean, you're eventually going to outgrow the Leo, so I would work on getting another robot to replace that eventually. Cryo-Ophian. I mean, I think that'll work. I would definitely want to get some different weapons on there if that were my hangar. I would look at building some pulsars for it. I think I love pulsars, or if you happen to get some of the brand new weapons to put on there, those are awesome. But, you know, the cryos will work for now. Sonic Scorpion, really good. Kept free with Rhyme, Toxin, Blights. I mean, I would probably try and get another toxic weapon so they all match, but that's a good setup overall. 2 Banes on an Orochi. Eventually, I think I would replace the Orochi, so the Leo and the Orochi eventually probably are something you're going to outgrow. But that's not a bad Leo setup. For a diamond player, I would suggest trying to get all of your robots and weapons to level 8 as quickly as possible. If it's not at level 8, focus on that. And maybe focus on getting at least replace the Leo, right? The Leo is probably doing okay for you right now, but once you move out of Diamond and you go up into the next couple of leagues, I think the Leo is probably going to struggle for you. So that's the first thing I would work on, is getting something else instead of the Leo in there. Your Ophian doesn't have a pilot or a drone. You definitely want to have pilots on everything. I mean, you definitely want to get drones on everything if possible, but pilots are way more important than drones, in my opinion. So hopefully that was helpful. But welcome to the stream, everybody. If I haven't said hello, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get through these hangar reviews, guys. Unfortunately, our time is just about up, so I'm probably going to take these last couple right here. I can do a couple more reviews, then I got to call it quits because I have a lot of stuff I have to get done today, like a lot. It's going to be one of those days today to get all my stuff done. Okay. Why did I have Missy Scott again? Missy Scott, you've jinxed me. You've jinxed me, Missy Scott. I guess I didn't copy the last ID. Okay. Scouter of Beacons. So you're in Diamond. All right. Do not spend any gold at all until you have both of these hangar slots open. The first thing you want to do is get all 5 hangar slots open. Kid is a Titan you're definitely going to want to replace. Those weapons you're going to want to replace eventually. Those are definitely starter stuff and they will work for now. I mean, you're in silver too, so Lancelot is a great lower league to mid league robot. I would maybe get him up to like level 6, level 7, then stop. Eventually, you're going to outgrow the Lancelot. You're going to outgrow the Natasha. You're going to outgrow the Leo. For Silver League, you know, you got what you got. All your weapons are mismatched. Spike, Hussar, Thunder, Arbalest, Trebuchet, Thermite. All right, so you have 3 very good robots. I mean, honestly, I don't really like the weapon set that you have on these. My advice is for somebody who's trying to get everything going in the lower leagues, just focus on Punisher, Punisher T's, and Thunders, because they're super cheap to upgrade and they're decent weapons until you can get better stuff. Like, that's way better than running these Frankenstein builds of a bunch of mix match things. So Hussar, don't like them. Spikes are nice. Thunders are pretty decent. Arbalists, don't really like them. Trebuchets and Thermites, don't like them. Pinatas, don't like them. So you got a couple okay things. My advice is work on getting all those hangar slots open. Start focusing on, for now, until you can get really good weapons, just Thunders, Punisher, Punisher T. They're good, they're cheap to upgrade, they work in the lower leagues, and they won't eat your resources. I wouldn't bother upgrading the Pinatas anymore, or the Arbalists, or the Hussar is okay, but not that great anymore. Now, the Spike and the Needle are weapons that are great for the shields they give you, so Spike and Needle are awesome for the shields. They do an okay amount of damage. They're okay weapons. The rest of the stuff, yeah, I would say focus on that for now. I mean, as a new player, it really takes a while to get your account going, guys. It definitely takes a while. All right, so let me grab another one here really quick. Search for players. Unfortunately, I am running out of time here. If I didn't get you, I'm super sorry. All right, we got a gold player. Mender, Crisis, Scorpion, Lynx, Invader, all really good robots. Spikes and Needles, I can dig it. Redeemers, I can dig it. Sonics, I can dig it, and a Scatter. Reapers and Pulsars. Alright, good robots, good weapons, good pilots. All I can say here is work on leveling your stuff up. Get some drones when you can. Level your Titan weapons up. I mean, you got a nice thing going here for a gold player. You're probably destroying everybody in gold right now, so yeah, I mean, that's good, bud. That is very, very good. I can't, for a gold player, I don't really have any suggestions here other than level stuff up more. I mean, Invader, yeah, I mean, those aren't the most optimal weapons for damage right now, but they will make the Invader more tanky. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff going on with this. Get some drones, level your levels up, and that hangar is ready to rock and roll. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, that's impressive for such a low league hangar. All right, XXX fighter, or double X fighter. You are an expert. Lynx with stakes, definitely doable. Not my favorite weapons for it, but they work. Krillorochi with Bane and a stick. I would probably replace this with something different. Cessus Trebuchet Reaper. I would say try to get all matching weapons on your Crisis. I would go for all Reapers, or 2 Reapers and 2 Cestus would be nice as well. A Mugi with Damper, Skull, Deceivers. I would probably say that's not too bad. Maybe replace the Skull with a matching weapon when you can. You got good weapons on your Skyros. So what I see here mainly is level some of this stuff up a little bit. Hey Venus, nice to see ya. I think this is gonna have to be the last one, guys. I'm running over. I gotta go after this. I really do apologize. I'm going to go ahead and put the ending soon screen up. Unfortunately, this is going to be the last one, so I'm going to finish off this review though. So your links with stakes, I would say try and get those all up to level 8. As an expert player, try and get those up to level 8. All your stuff, if it's good, get it up to level 8. I mean, of course, you're going to have to work on the drones eventually. You know, you're just going to have to get drones as you can. The main thing I think I would work on right now is maybe the Orochi and the Crisis weapons, as far as replacing stuff. I think once you move up a little more, you're going to start having a hard time doing well with the Orochi. The Crisis, I think you need matching weapons. I mean, overall, you got a pretty nice setup here, though. Get the pilots leveled up a little bit. Maybe work on replacing that robot and the Crisis weapons and get some better drones for that stuff. So you got a Nodens with Panagrills and a Vajra. I would probably try and get another Panagrill. I mean, those aren't great weapons, but they're not bad. I mean, the Panagrills are kind of cool. If you can shoot a whole group of people with them, they will do a major amount of damage and you'll get a major amount of healing. If you're just shooting one person with the Panagrills, they're just kind of doing a little bit of damage. But Nodens, I like the Nodens. I think it's a great support Titan if you play it correctly. I think those weapons work on it. The Vajra is going to work for now. So I made a couple of suggestions. And besides that, you need to work on your levels. If I missed anybody's ID, I'm so sorry, guys. The hangar reviews, I have a hard time focusing on anything but reviews, guys. Nebula Sky, you know, did I get yours? Let me look at yours really quick. You won't be able to see it, but I'm going to tell you about it, right? Nebula Sky said he's been begging for a while and hasn't get a review. So let me grab yours really quick. So you're an expert. You got a Luchador with Fulgurs and Tonans. All right. I would definitely use that to play from a distance. It definitely works. I wouldn't play it as a brawler, but I would play him from a distance. Lynx with Stakes. Scorpion with Havocs and a Needle. You got a tier with Fainter, Magnetar, Blight, and Fainter. Crisis with Reapers, and a Skyros with Grenade Launchers. Alright, so you kind of got a mismatched bunch of stuff here on your tier, but honestly, all of it would work together pretty well. I would probably try to replace the Fainter with another, maybe another, well, maybe try and get a Pulsar to replace that Fainter. I think that might be kind of a cool setup having... Yeah, I think that would be cool, actually. So for an expert player, yeah, start trying to get all of your robots and weapons up to level 8. It looks like you've got really good pilots on most of them. Try and get a pilot for your tier. I would definitely work on getting a tier pilot. It doesn't necessarily have to be the tiers pilot. The tiers pilot is decent. I like it a lot. It's definitely my favorite pilot for the tier, but you could get away with a Manny or an Adrian on the tier if you can't get the tier pilot. But I would definitely try to get the tier pilot if possible. So yeah, I mean, your drones need a little work. I mean, drones can take a while to get. Drones are very hard. I mean, for an expert hangar, the main thing you need to work on, besides the couple of suggestions I gave you there, is definitely get everything up to at least level 8. Then once it's all level 8, work on getting the weapons to 10, the robots to 10, the weapons to 12, the robots to 12, and then Mark II everything. That's how I would do that. But yeah, get rid of the fainter, get some drones. You got an overall really nice hangar there, though. It's a very nice hangar. Yeah, the stream's about to end, Epic. I just want people to know that we're about to end here so they don't keep posting their player IDs because the stream is ending. Anti, what's up, man? But yeah, that's not a bad setup, my friend. All right, guys, so that's pretty much going to be it for the day. Anti's over there posting his ID. I'm sorry, buddy, but I got a lot of recording I have to do for my other YouTube channel, my CSR2 Racing channel. They are swamped because I got to figure out how to drive 2 or 3 different cars today, record some videos for it. Oof. Next couple of days are going to be swamped with CSR recording, so thank you for coming out, guys. You guys are amazing. I definitely appreciate each and every one of you for being here. If I missed anybody's ID, I am sorry. But yeah, thank you so much, and we will catch you next time, all right? I'll be back on Thursday and Saturday with some gameplay live streams. Hope to see you guys there, and we will catch you next time. Lightning out. Have a wonderful day. See y'all.